Hello and welcome back to Factorio. Today's goal will be to separate this bioflux and carbon fiber production from our science, basically. The reason I want to do this in the first place is we need to start building these city blocks or these... I want to have a stable like 12k science per minute block, and then we need to try and replicate that. Right now, a lot of the biofuel is, or not biofuel, bioflux is being eaten by sending it to Novice, as well as other things like carbon. Well, it's not eating that much directly, it's mostly for the nutrients, to be honest. But Novice is eating quite a lot, and I want to make sure that we have one for science specifically. Anywho, so the first thing that we need to do is we take a look at Novice and we see that, okay, all of these biter spawners that we have, how much eggs do, or not eggs, how many bioflux do they need? Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. And we're at 2,000 per minute, or 38.8 per second, which isn't that bad. If we take a look at the thing that sends eggs to space specifically, it's only using 1 bioflux per second, or 64 per minute. So, like, this is insanely good for us. It means that we don't need that much bioflux to Novice. But I'm gonna take this little bad boy here. Now the question is, where do we want to build this? I think we're just gonna chuck it right here, as I don't care that much. I just want it kinda out of the way. Okay, it does annoy me a little bit too much that it is to the side. So I'm used to looking at it from this angle. Let's just put this here then. That's fine. So if we look at this, both of these are coming in from... Alright, we did add these just to catch any spoiled fruit that came through, which shouldn't be that much, to be honest. Let's put that there. This here should directly go into spoilage belt, which is fine. I'm pretty sure These two belts are the output belts. That's fine. Is that nutrients that we have on this? I think so. Let's check. No, that's fruits. Okay. And then nutrients would be on top. That's fine. And that's spoilage. So. We are lacking beacons here. But another thing that I think that we are most likely lacking at the moment is legendary biochamber production, because this is not running anymore. And this is also not getting any bioflux, is it? No, it's not. Okay, so we can't actually start that either. Which is very, very unfortunate. But this will give us enough bioflux to satisfy Novice, probably. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Maybe this amount? Do we want a chest in between? That's the question. Actually, we can do a chest between. Let's make this... Or do we want to make chest between? No, I don't think so. But there's a problem with... Do we want to make chest between? Because... I don't know if we need bioflux for something else in the logistics system. Okay, probably not. Well, we'll do this. We'll do this. It's fine. So we'll just get the bioflux out here and then into these. And you're gonna trash unrequested as well. So that's completely fine. I do think we'll add 2 more here on the other side. Just for good measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 would probably be ideal, but I'm not gonna push it. Really. Okay. And then this little bad boy here is something we also need. Just gonna place it down here. This will be the only other thing that will take bioflux from here, I think. Because we need bioflux for the nutrients. And this nutrient thing should be working fairly well. Pretty sure that this is nutrients. And this is nutrients. Okay, and then we have the seeds here. Oh no, we probably don't want to do that. Why are we doing this then? Man, we're just looping this bullshit. Fuck that. I thought I could get away with making this a bit easier, but I don't think I can. So beacons are very sad here on Gleba for now. We have some spoilage here. Just gonna do this. Because I'm lazy. And there should be some nutrients to kickstart this process, really. This guy has started a bit. We probably want to make sure that we prioritize making nutrients for this process rather than anything else, right? So the seeds that we get, I'm gonna take them and we're gonna go all the way up here with them. We already have for this occasion something that takes care of that. Right? And when it comes to the fruit, we can already do this. This should be fine. And that fruit input would be here, right? Yes, 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 it would. Okay, let's take a second here and wait for this to start up. Okay, we have fruit coming in. We are lacking the nutrients. We're also lacking this. Okay. So how are we doing with our ships, really? You are about to go to Gleba, okay. Technically just arrived. Okay, let's check up on how Fulgora is doing. Not particularly well. We are pretty stable at 34. I want it to be a straight line, but it's not. I don't know exactly why it's dipping, though. Okay, we'll have to take a look at this eventually. These guys are lacking batteries. And these guys are lacking batteries, but these guys are not. Yeah, they're not. That's very interesting. Okay. Oh, speaking of, now that we have additional productivity, this is gonna happen. And that's very unfortunate. So, I'm also going to replace normal steel chest with a big passive provider chest on these specifically. Like so. And we'll do this here as well. Now, here we don't have enough input materials, which could also be a contributing factor. Because these patches are actually dying. I mean, we probably would want a more sustainable one. Let's do that. We need foundation for it though, but this should allow us to take materials directly from here, which is great for batteries. If we stack up some batteries here that we can't unload, it's great. Because we need those for this. And hopefully we can make this just a straight line. That said, Our production is still 34k SPM for an hour. And I don't know what happened here, but I would consider this to be pretty stable as a general thing, right? Okay. So we are now sending bioflux from this location. I will do this. I will do this. Now, what's that output? Oh, right. Okay. I kind of don't remember when we had this here, but we have not been to Gleba for a while. I also think that we can probably just remove this in favor of these down here. And I think we just let these run. This is gonna make a ton of bioflux. Oh no. Now we're doing something here that we shouldn't be doing. Okay. I think we do this instead, actually. That makes way more sense, yeah. Because we should have enough processing to be able to solve that, right? This here ain't working, son. This here ain't working. We are spoiling way too much for that to be a thing. Although I don't exactly know how that's possible, but I mean, it is what it is. It's probably because of the backlog that we had there. And this should be fine. Okay, that's starting to look a bit better. Realistically, I don't know how many of these will be able to have an inventory, but it's not super important, in my opinion. Anyway, this is bioflux. Bioflux should be done, and this should be working. And this should result in I was gonna say it should result in us having enough bioflux to actually maybe restart this process over here. But maybe not. And this consumes so much. Okay, we are getting some, but it's not much. Okay, it is stacking up slowly but surely. Okay. So we're gonna go up there and we're gonna try to restart our legendary egg gambling casino. So I'm gonna take some of your eggs. And I'm gonna put that in here. Gonna take some and... Okay, perfect. You take that. And this will just go down here. I mean, that's gonna be fine. We do have a bit of a stack here, so... Well, I'm not sure we have enough bioflux for this. But I'm hoping. I am very much hoping. Okay, cool. Carbon. Carbon, carbon, carbon. Another bane of my existence, to be honest. I am tempted to leave this as it is for now. I am very tempted to do that. We have at least separated the bioflux, and it looks like this is actually getting some between ships, which is great. Now, we're gonna need to do some calculations here. I don't remember if I ever did. We did this, but I don't think we ever made a concrete thing. Let's go down here. I don't know if we can make this any bigger when we're copying it. No, we can't. Doesn't matter too much. Let's just paint this. We need to make some calculations. So, the amount of fruits that we need is extremely unclear at this point. What we do know is this is 40 biochambers. Okay. So with this current setup, somewhere around 48 is where we want to be. And because of how spoilage works, we kinda want to make sure that we don't overproduce bioflux significantly. But let's be honest, we're eating 4 full belts of nutrients for this, and that's another 3k. And then we're eating some for this. It's not much, but we're eating some for this. So our bioflux requirement is around this much. I don't remember how much it was, but let's say here. So it's 9,600-ish. And if I remember correctly, this is around 9,900. But actually... yeah, okay. It's basically that. It's a little bit less, because it's 240 instead of 247. Okay. So we need to make something. Just gonna start designing something here with this in mind. So we're gonna start by... what the hell is that belt anyway? This belt, not needed. Thank you. Let me take this and take a look at how this is built. Somewhere. So I feel like we could probably improve this somehow. Okay, trashing unrequested here. I don't know if that's the... I think we wanna... we probably don't wanna do that. Yeah, let's turn these off. Okay. So what would be some alternatives to this design, and why do we want to change it? Honestly, having these two here kinda sucks. So do we want to make it longer but thinner? Is my question. Longer but thinner. Because one alternative, if we have this as our basis, one alternative would be to move this 1, 2, 3 here, maybe. Do 2 outputs. Do steel chests. Actually, do passive provider chest, because we want to get the spoilage out there if we can. We'll get spoilage out of this building if we need to. If we mirror this, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna delete the Roni that. If we mirror this here, we put beacons here the same way. That's kinda skinny. It's kinda skinny. It kinda makes sense. So this is 4K today. This is 4K. This is always gonna... I think we should probably try to do this. Just in case. I don't know if that's actually gonna be prone to locking up or not. But I mean, I kinda like this. Let's take this and move it a little bit here. So this would be that. We would have this here. And belts would be coming in this way and this way. Right? And this is 960 per minute. $9.60 per minute. How much are we fucking up by doing this? Because this keeps energy consumption and nutrient requirement really, really low. It has the same requirement here, though. But this is basically 2K. Okay. So we would do more with less machines. Unfortunately, I think the reality of this is I'd rather just do 1K and then we'd have... Or how does that work? Now, if we do 2K instead, the problem would be different. Right? So we would do this, basically. If we do 2K, then we would have 5 machines instead of 10. And if we're doing... If our aim is... Let's say we probably need... because of how spoilage works, if we take a look, for example, this guy, as of right now, so this guy just finished with a bunch of stuff, okay? And this is how we have it right now. So when we get to novice, we will have slightly more than 80%, okay? If we take a look at 10k SPM is easy. If we have 80% left, we're essentially doing 8k science per minute. We do 12k, we're essentially doing 9.6k. 13k is just slightly above. So I think to be on the really, really safe side here, we're gonna have to do 14. So then we're essentially doing 11.2. And if we account for there being some extra delays, maybe, sometimes this process might not be perfect. And so on. When they do arrive in these chests, we have even less. Yeah, we have 75. So already here, we're like, okay, we're down to 75. And if we calculate 14, like worst case scenario is 70% maybe. Then we're down to 9.8. So I think 14 is a pretty reasonable kind of deal. Now, unfortunately, so we would have to have, let's see if we can make 7 of these in a not so terrible way. Okay. And these are not gonna hit. I don't care about the... Oh, do I? I might do, actually. Because I think it will reduce the speed anyway. So we might need to revise this. Yeah, so this is now 900. What wastes? Okay, let's do this experiment again then. To see if we find a better number to play with. So I would not be impossible when it comes to this, really. Can these modules please show up? Okay. So it's 18. What's that divisible by? Let's see. 14,000 split on 100 and... Oh. Okay, so if we make 8 of these, that would make sense. Okay. And this is 2.7. Huh. Oh, right, because we didn't add. I'm stupid. I am very stupid. So we just need to double check these things a bit because of reasons. Okay. 3,600. Which is 14,400. That's perfect. It's a little bit high, but it's pretty good. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll do that. So this is essentially what we're looking for. Now we need to backtrack from this and see how much we need to fill this with. Now, one of the problems here that we have is I have no freaking clue how many fruits this makes per minute. I have no idea. I know that... what are they called anyway? This one. We make 5,800 Yumako per minute. And 3,700 or 3,400 jelly nut per minute. But I have no idea how much it is per farm. And I'm gonna have to find out somehow. Okay, I'm gonna go Google this. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause it for a bit. Okay, I'm back, and it turns out that well, I'm stupid. So turns out you can just go in here, click this Yumako tree, and it will tell you that the tree has a growth time of 5 minutes, and it yields 50 Yumako fruits. Mind fucking blown. Okay, so this becomes fairly straightforward then. We need to calculate how many slots we have here. Optimally, we are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a 7 by 7 area, right? Let me double check that. Yes, that's 7 by 7. And we're using 1 slot for the tower itself. And then we're using 1 slot to get things in and out of the thing. Which leaves you with 47 trees growing at a given time. And because they yield 10 fruits per minute, you get 470 fruit per minute per tower that you build. Let's remember that name. To make this amount of bioflux, in theory, this is what we need. And this should have no fruit surplus at all. Okay. So we need almost 10 towers because we want the fruit to be as fresh as possible. Okay, but that's fair enough. Anyway, let's keep looking at our science design here. Now, the amount of eggs that we need for something like this is actually almost 6,000 eggs per minute. And I am not sure how much we're getting here. Yeah, this is only 4,000. So we kinda need to double this. And this is where things will get kind of spicy, I think. So pretty much we need an egg setup per side here. Let's copy this. And we'll place that down here, and we're gonna take a look at this and see what we can do about it. So I'm thinking there has to be some improvements that we can make to this. We're already maxing out the productivity that we can. So per side, we need 2,800 eggs. Now I think, because this uses so much nutrients, I think there would be a pretty clear benefit to reducing the energy footprint that we have. Okay. And someone's at my door. 2 seconds. Okay, let's keep going here. So, okay, I don't think this is this fully built now? 4,200 eggs, and we need 2,900 roughly. So if we do this is still a bit more. Then I'm gonna borrow one of these, and we're gonna put that here. And then we'll see how much this actually is. This might not be enough. With this. Yeah, this is not enough. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. $2,700. Um, I mean, this is gonna be enough, but the amount that we save in energy is not that super interesting, is it? 3.7 megawatts compared to okay, I mean this is 460 nutrients per second. This would be 376. So it's a clear difference. It's a clear difference. Be 700 nutrients instead of 900. 918. So it's 200 nutrients per second less. That means we can probably scale this down a little bit. I'm not 100% opposed to this yet. Okay, let's take this and put this down here. What is this belt? Is this... We'll remove that for now. Same with this. And we'll take out the input belt as well. This is the output. But if we do this, how much would we be making? Let's wait for this to complete. Oh, we don't really need this one, do we? Wait, what? Is it really that much of a difference? Well, we're gonna do a legendary biochamber here, right? Right. Okay, yeah, so this is now 400-ish nutrients. I mean, 500. 514. This is 402. Right, okay. I'm fucking stupid. So we'd need 2 of these regardless, right? So we'd have to do this anyway. Okay. That's fine. We'll do this easy peasy. I'm gonna wait for these to be constructed and then we'll see. And that's just gonna go into this. Okay. And this is gonna give us a slight nutrient surplus, but not much. And we're gonna use a little bit for power as well, which this doesn't take into account at all. I think that's probably fine. 139 per second. I mean, it should definitely be fine. We can probably even use this, power this down here, yeah? We should end up with slight egg excess. And this will take 5,500 bioflux. It's gonna make 14k. Are you sure? It's the same as this. And this already eats a ton of bioflux. This is 10k bioflux. Interesting. That's very interesting. So this is 5,500 bioflux. Okay. I mean, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Let's see, how can we make this a little bit more straightforward? Let's see. That's 5. That's 4. Still pretty good, I would say. The eggs go out there. What's this belt? Okay. This is eggs. Okay, we're gonna have to take a look at that in a minute. How are we doing on Fulgora anyway? We're getting there, but slowly. Okay. We do have some of that. Okay, so we'll take this here. And we can probably mirror that eventually. Okay, so those two inputs that are right here. Okay, if we do this instead. I'm confused. It's been too long since I did this, not gonna lie. All right. No, I don't understand why this is there. There was some problem where I had to turn this around with some spoilage. I genuinely don't remember what the hell that was. Anyway. So what we want to do here... let's see. This is nutrients. And that's bioflux input. So we'll take nutrients and go out. We will take bioflux to go in. Okay. That's refilling this, you know? Okay, and that goes in there. This one does go in here with nutrients. Okay, and then we need to see if we can fiddle this in here. Honestly, I don't need this at all. We'll do that. That goes in there. Boom. So this is eggs coming out. We have nutrients coming into there. We have nutrients going in here as well. Eggs are going out there. We have spoilage going out here. Which I think we do this with. Okay. Spoilage goes from nutrients up here and into this and goes out. This spoilage also goes here. If we have spoilage in this machine, do we want to catch it? I don't think I care. I don't think I care. We'll do that. We'll do that. This goes in the other direction. Oh, actually. We'll do that as well, because we don't need that at all. Okay. And that goes here. So then we have eggs coming out from this setup. This needs 1400 eggs. So each of this, I'm pretty sure we have nutrients on outside, yeah? I'm pretty sure we have nutrients on outside, yes. Perfect. So somehow we do merge this. Where boom. Boom. That's fine. That's fine. Then we'd do this, but we'd have eggs coming out here, jumping over this, and going in here. So the way we want to do cleaning up here is going to be the same way we do cleaning up here somewhere. I forgot where that was, though. Where the hell did I build that? Was it on Gleba? What did we recently rebuild? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do this. Anything that comes out here, you know? That's either egg or bioflux. Actually, we're gonna do egg and spoilage. I don't really want to void the bioflux at all. And then just because I can, I think we are putting in speed modules here. Because I don't want this to ever back up. Ever, ever, ever. And this is just instead of doing this mega elaborate bull with burning the eggs, I'm just gonna recycle the eggs because they recycle into other eggs, and this is gonna go so incredibly quickly that this is gonna be fine. Which is great. So now we have a setup that's gonna make a small surplus of eggs. 60 per minute. It's not much. It's gonna make 5,000 nutrients too much per second. Per minute. About 100 per second, which is a lot. But we're not gonna void the nutrients, so it doesn't really matter. Now the question is, how do we get the nutrients and the bioflux in here? I'm thinking this is bioflux. This is bioflux. This is also bioflux. And then we'll have that coming in from there. And we'll just make bioflux either up here or adjacent tile. Not bad. Okay, we're definitely getting there. But we've been going on for quite a long time. So I think we're gonna end the episode here, and then I will continue this in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and have a really nice day.